What are we doing?
Your Honor, I was just going to ask for a short adjournment here. Just going to look in to see if we can get him. Sorry, I don't know why I always say here.
I don't either. I don't know. Because I guess you asked for adjournments there too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I need to request an adjournment just to see if I can get him into
May 16th, 2024 without objection.
May the people consider that bond?
You may.
Thank you. Your Honor, at the time the defendant was arraigned, he requested a $50,000 surety bond, and that rate is defendant $50,000 surety bond was 10%. I think that the asking court to review that for an abuse of discretion. This is the defendant's 11th or 12th OWI. That we can see. His priors are from 2020, 2018. There were two in 2012. 2005, 1995, 1993, 1992, 1989, 1988, and 1986. And specifically, he got for OWI.
What year?
2022. The concern for people is for the public and the defendant. Master plays on the scrum header, and there's been no indications that he's violated. That was right. This morning. But this pervasive and ongoing history of OWI is of extreme concern to the people, the safety of the public.
Your response?
Oh, Your Honor, Mr. Radke is a Navy veteran, disabled veteran from 1982 to 1985 with an honorable discharge. He's Michigan born and raised. He resides in Wayne. He regularly attends AA meetings. Last time he attended an AA meeting was yesterday, and he attended 2 of them. He also let me know that he voluntarily has looked into checking into an inpatient treatment program in Detroit. I believe it's called Life Challenge Inpatient Treatment Program. It is Christian based. And he let me know
How
that.
come he isn't in an inpatient treatment program now?
Well, Your Honor, he has been going to AA meetings, and it's an up and down battle with Mr. Radke. And
I understand that, but I also understand that he served prison time for drunk driving. Was released in 2022. And by 2024, I'm back here again with this. Right?
yeah, that's correct, Your Honor.
What was the alleged BAC in this matter?
Yeah, that's a really good question. We're still awaiting the blood results. This was a single vehicle crash that occurred. The defendant.
There was an accident?
Yeah, he crashed, a single vehicle crash. And the
Mr. Allen.
all field sobriety tests, all PBTs, and the blood, as the blood draw as well, and we did get a warrant. So we're still waiting on that, but we did charge the case given the history. And I will let the court know too, that at the time that the defendant was booked into the Washtenaw County Jail while awaiting medical examination, he did submit to a PBT at the jail, which was a 0.147.
That was at the time, 147 at the time of booking?
At booking, that's right, Your Honor. But of course, the court knows we won't be able to use that number for our case, but that was the PBT at the time of booking.
Anything else, counsel?
Your Honor, Mr. Radke was arraigned in front of the Honorable Magistrate Fink. I believe she appropriately set the bond here at $50,000, 10%, with a scram tether, with a no drinking, no driving standard bond conditions. Yes, there was an accident. Nobody was physically injured. He has been on scram.
We had a blessing.
He had a blessing, but nobody, from what the alleged report says, nobody was injured. He checked in today early at community corrections. His agent is Mr. Levitt. They downloaded they gave him a main base device for his home so he can continually test at home. He has had no issues since he's been arraigned. He is compliant with all of the bond conditions here. And he's
Counsel,
here.
you say that to me, but we're a week out from arraignment. It's a week.
I know, Your Honor, but I'm just trying to.
No, go ahead. You make your argument.
Yeah, I'm just trying to let the court know that, Magistrate Fink heard both arguments. I believe she set the bond at an appropriate bond. If Mr. Radke would have known that the bond would be raised, he would have never posted a $5,000 bond that he had to use on his credit card. His son, he had to call his son here. His son is in the courtroom now, trying to take care of these matters. I'm just asking this court if it would have any leniency for Mr. Radke to allow him to continue to do what he's been doing and get these matters taken care of here.
I believe that given the defendant's record in this matter, given the fact that we don't have the test back, but he was almost a 0.15 at the time that he was booked in, that further that there is an accident that has occurred. Also, given the defendant's record that he had just come off parole, basically in 2022, we're back in 2024. He's done this again. This is not by any stretch of the imagination necessarily an attempt to punish the defendant, but I believe that the defendant, he may be trying his best to do what he's doing, but what he's doing right now gives the court serious concern or pause. I don't believe that the magistrate in setting the bond, I think that there has been an abuse of discretion. I'm going to set the defendant's bond in the amount of $50,000 cash as surety bond, no 10%. I will, however, do this. Make a decision. You said that the money was paid on a credit card. I don't have a problem refunding the bond that he's paid if he needs those funds to pay for inpatient treatment. So he can be released to inpatient treatment. I'm phrasing it that I'll consider release to inpatient treatment. I'm not saying on a PR at this point, but if he needs those funds and you let us know that he needs those funds to get himself into inpatient treatment, I'm not going to have a problem with that. I want him to have help. I want him to not deal with I want him to be able to deal with the demons that face him. And I don't want him here on an OWI causing death. And I think that I need to protect the community, and that's how I'm going to do it.
Okay, Your Honor. Can I ask to approach, please?
You may.
Thank you.
All right, record should reflect that we had a bench conference just in terms of the details. And again, so that I'm very clear on the record, I don't have a problem refunding what's been paid, provided that goes to inpatient treatment.
Okay.
All right. And so I just need you to arrange that, get with the prosecutor. You guys give me an order and I'll sign off on it. Make sure if there's a cost to the inpatient treatment and you want the bond returned for the payment of that, make sure that portion is contained within the order.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Defendant is remained. Which is the claim in this case?
Judge is presently due and owing $2,296.00, $205.50 court costs, total $2,501.50.
Okay, folks, how were you intending on getting this paid?
So we did have some questions because
Okay.
so at our previous hearing, we've been out since March the 4th, and Nicholas Gross was supposed to continue making the payments, and he did not. And we tried to sign a notice to vacate, but because of this situation, Nicholas has not been in contact with us. We've reached out to him multiple times. He was still talking to us in March. And he was like, I'm going to make the payments. I'm struggling. I'm going to make the payments. So we said, okay, well, we'll pay $1,000 towards it, which we have made all the previous for the length of the lease. We've made all the payments. Nicholas has not made any payments. And then he was supposed to take over as of March because we moved to the Upper Peninsula because I got a job at. So Nicholas was supposed to take over everything. At the beginning of the March, I kept saying, hey, you got to make the payment. Don't forget to make the payment. He said he was going to make it.
And then we said, we'll pay $1,000 to help you, you know, so you only have to pay like 500 odd dollars left of what is due for rent for March. And he said he was going to make it. And then we found out he also moved his girlfriend down and the dog. And he said, I'm going to go to the housing and let them know we have the dog because now he has to pay a deposit for the dog. So I kept texting him like, hey, make sure you make the payment because you're accruing late fees. And then he said he was going to make a payment. He told us that we stopped down like the second week of March to get a couple things because we also had a business down there that he was supposed to be the GM of. But because we ended up closing that location. But we went down and get stuff. He's like, oh yeah, I dropped a check off on Friday. So I was like, great, you dropped your check off. He said he talked to them about the dog and his new roommate. And then towards the end of March, like March 25th, 26th, I happened to log into the apartment app and saw that it still was not paid.